Stop right there. I've gathered you for one specific reason today. It's super important. Maybe the most important conversation you'll ever have in your life. Even though it's not really a conversation, I'm just sitting here talking to you. But you can always type in the comments. I'm talking about Glen Powell today. Glen Powell, I first saw him in The Dark Knight Rises. And I didn't know it yet, but I knew this kid was going places. I was just a child. I was like 10 years old or something like that when this movie came out. And I knew it. I said, hey, Dad, that guy working at Wall Street place, he's gonna be big. In all seriousness, though, like you, the first time I saw him was in Top Gun Maverick, and I thought, hey, this guy's playing a jerk character, right? A jerk guy. But holy cannoli, the dude's actually pretty good, and I feel like people are just talking about him more than people talk about other, like, actors, kind of. Is he the next big movie star? Maybe. So, the big thing that I've seen him in recently is Anyone But You, a comedy film starring him and Sydney Sweeney, and the film was pretty dang good. There's this whole story going around about how people offer them, you know, the streamers, the big companies, the studio heads, they offer them, you know, X amount of millions of dollars, you know, here's another 50 million, 100 million, something crazy like that. Maybe put it on Netflix. Glen Powell, Miss Sweeney, hear me out. Put it on Peacock. That'll crush. Glen Powell, Sydney Sweeney, they said, hell no. Hell no, I ain't doing that shit. Theaters or nothing. That's what they said. They said theaters or nothing. Nerf or nothing. And the movie came out on theaters and it did pretty good. And then recently, some comments have come out from the group saying that, hey, you know, we felt if it went on streaming, it wouldn't make the same cultural impact. And I think, first of all, bravo. Someone had to do it. Someone had to prove that, you know, let's be honest, if it went onto streaming, there's a good chance it would have just swept under the rug. People would have just been like, there's a stupid movie, I'm not gonna watch it. In theaters, again, it's a big deal because it kind of gets its moment in the spotlight. Every week doesn't have 10 movies coming out. Really, in theaters, every week has 1 to maximum 3 new movies that people are really interested in. And then even when it's a weekend with 3 new movies, the genres are pretty much different. The people that are going to see Paw Patrol are not going to see Saw. They made the right move, of course, because not only was Anyone But You a successful film, I feel like it was talked about. Sure, there was the whole marketing thing about, are they together? Glen Powell, Sydney Sweeney. But just in general, it's a good movie. Word of mouth. I know people that saw it a few times in theaters. So then we got some more discussion about Glen Powell and how he was offered apparently the starring role in the next Jurassic World franchise, and he said no. Dude, so refreshing to see a movie star who is not just obsessed with like the money and things like that. People who read the script and said it was good. He said it's a good script, but he just didn't see the value that he would add. That's crazy. The fact that we have someone like this who, again, is successful, is starting to, I think, skyrocket and start to hit, you know, some huge strides, saying, I'm not right for this movie. A franchise that would undoubtedly skyrocket his career the same way it did for Chris Pratt. Granted, Chris Pratt had a lot of other projects, but you know what I'm saying. I just think that the guy is making some really good moves as far as the decisions he's making. Decisions that affect not only himself, but just film as a culture, as an art form. And it's so refreshing in an era where it seems like less and less people are caring about film as an art form. And I think he's a tremendous actor. He's so good in Anyone But You. If you don't think comedic acting is difficult, and if you don't think it takes a lot of skill, first of all, you're a dummy. Second of all, watch Glen Powell in this film. You'll get what I'm talking about. Can't wait to see him in more stuff. That's pretty much my video for the day. Yeah, hit subscribe.